Sam out here surviving.
This is what we do, baby.
So
I'm a survivor. I'm a.
Oh my god.
All right, recap time.
Recap time. Last time on Dungeons, Dragons, and D&Degens. Leah and Flo went to the blacksmith to pick up a new walking staff for Orlo. And in giving him that walking staff, we found Orlo and Elladan enjoying a nice meal and drink at the tavern that was laced with the good. What the good was, you might ask? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but it was good. Elladan was seeing 6 spoons. Orlo was seeing just as many. We got information on the meeting, a new meeting place to find our dear boy Pace. Orlo climbed the building, and while he was doing that, we got into a tussle with some bandits over the forbidden G word. If you don't know what that is, it's gold. Don't say gold out loud. And after that, we made our way to, well, what Flo thinks is a seedy little underground bar full of wonderful narcotics and other substances, in which we found Eric Pace, who is also a changeling, which has Leah completely smitten. Oh, Laya, excuse me. I pronounced it wrong. Completely smitten. And yeah, that's where we left off. Did I miss anything? Oh, we also found out the old man's name.
Do you remember what it is?
I don't.
It's Overham.
Carden. No.
Overham.
Overham.
Overham. I would also like to point out that a couple random things that I have in my notes from last time. One just says Orlo is a dick. Lol.
Wow.
Attacked.
Another, and I don't know what that was in reference to. No idea. And then I also have some thugs approach us and try to rob us. We kick ass.
Facts.
I mean,
Absolute facts.
And next to Pace's name in my notes, I have very quickly scribbled in all caps, he's a changeling.
A shocking revelation.
Smitten.
so now for the real question. Where were you guys? Do you remember?
We
We
were in his
fell-
little bar thing.
Yeah, we fell asleep at his little. He gave us a
No.
place to stay.
We didn't fall asleep.
No, but he said we could have a place to stay.
Yeah.
So, you guys, the next morning kind of gather yourselves and gather your things, and you know that you're kind of getting ready to head out and do some traveling. So you probably would, I would imagine, get up a little bit earlier than normal. But you get up, and Pace is standing there, and he's kind of just getting things ready for the day. So any interactions or anything you guys would like to have with him as you wake up?
Oh, what a hell of a night!
Which will happen.
I think I'm still seeing 6 spoons.
As much as you did, I'm not surprised if that would last a while.
He, as you guys kind of make your way out, he slides these smaller glasses over to you across the bar, and he says, "Just drink those. That should help take the edge off."
Based on everything else you've given us, let's go. Just gonna take it and shoot it back. What's
So
it
Yeah,
taste
go
like?
ahead and shoot it back.
Is it gross?
it's actually it's kind of, you know, that awful like flavor that Emergency has, like that's like it's like almost sour, but it doesn't really taste like anything, but it still has a flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's just like this like weird in between flavor of thinking that it tastes like something but not quite being able to put a finger on it. But
Okay.
almost immediately after you do, you kind of your head kind of clears up a little bit. You feel that fog kind of pull back, and you actually feel a little bit better.
Wow, not bad.
Not much for taste, but it does the job.
Definitely clearing my head up.
Same.
Do you need anything? Are you good and prepared for your travels? Are we?
I don't think I need anything in particular. I know we need to stop a couple places before we head out, head out of town, but yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, it should be good.
He just kind of he continues what he's doing and just kind of nods, and he's like, "Okay, well, just let me know if there's anything you need." And you see him kind of keep looking up just to check for the other two of you as the you know, early mornings kind of working on.
Oh, am I not down there? Sorry, I just assumed I was also there. I'll come downstairs.
He kind of greets you as you walk down, and he kind of gives you a small little like smirk. Says, "Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can I get you anything?"
Um, what might you have in the way of breakfast?
Um. Oh, let's see. I think we have something we could manage over here. And he kind of like walks back into the like where the stove and the cook station is, and looks like got some eggs maybe, and a few smoked sausages that have been here. Does any of that sound good
Yes, that sounds lovely. Thank you.
for all of you? And he looks kind of like peeks his head out around the.
I'll take a couple of those sausages.
Well, does your other companion, does he eat, or is?
I'm just gonna poke my head out. I do not, and I require nothing else. Thank you. Please let me know when we are about to leave. And he just pokes. He just retreats back into his little room.
So you hear him kind of disappear for a few minutes, and he's kind of messing around in the kitchen. You hear the kind of stove sizzling a little bit, and he brings the couple plates out and sets them out in front of you guys. And says, "Enjoy."
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks.
Certainly.
And I'll just
Thank
start eating.
Yep, I just pick up one of the sausages and start chewing it.
He kind of looks at you guys. So, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but you said you were heading out. Do you know where it is you're going at this point? Are you headed in any specific direction?
I think we're thinking about heading down towards Elriel. I think all of us have at least something of interest down that way.
That sounds about right.
Would you possibly do me a favor?
What kind of favor?
I just need you to drop something off. I usually head out that direction every now and then, and if you're heading there, it would kind of save me a large trip, and I would most certainly compensate you for the effort.
What kind of delivery is it?
It's just a small package of herbs, nothing illicit or illegal.
And if it's not going to be anything that'll get us into trouble, nobody's going to be looking for this, are they?
No, I assure you not. I would not put you in that kind of danger.
Yeah, I mean,
Might we be delivering it to?
She spends most of her time tending to the tavern, but her name is Zrinka. And she's very, very noticeable. is a good word, I suppose.
I mean, I don't see any problem with this.
Yeah, I think we should be able to take that.
No problem at all. But what do you mean by noticeable?
She's very quirky. She has a particular style to her that fits in well with the town, I suppose, but is very unique in itself. I don't want to ruin it for you. I think it will be much better if you encounter her yourself.
All right then. Is there anything else we might be able to do to help you while we're traveling?
He kind of looks at you and gives a little smirk and goes, I don't think while traveling, no.
And I'm just gonna blush a little bit and busy myself eating my breakfast.
And I'm just kind of like deadpan, like gnawing on a sausage, looking back and forth between the two.
Anyway, you see him kind of pull this. It's like a paper wrapped with some like twine parcel, kind of almost like just like a bag, like like they put them on the stick, like over your shoulder kind of bag, and it's just kind of wrapped up like that. And Orlo, you would probably smell it. It smells like some kind of herbs. It smells very fragrant. Could possibly be for potions or for even just for cooking. Like it's some kind of just normal, probably local herb that they grow.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just take hold of it and kind of in my hand that I'm not holding my bone staff with, just kind of sling it over my shoulder.
Check. And then he slides another small pouch of like across the bar to you guys, and he says, "I trust that this will get delivered appropriately, so I have no worry that I can pay you in advance."
Sounds good. You could trust us. Is she expecting this? How does she? Is there anything we can do or say? Like,
Just let her know that it's from me. She'll know exactly what it is.
okay. Just making sure that you said she was quirky. I don't want to get down there and her not believe that you sent us.
Oh no, she's not dangerous. Just very interesting. So that there wasn't anything else that you all needed this morning. I suppose that I'm going to finish up the things I need to do. But if there's anything else you need, please feel free to let me know. I will. I'll always be here.
And we'll be looking forward to seeing you again.
Likewise.
Flo, you ready to go to the blacksmith?
And come out of my room with my hood noticeably lower than it normally is. And he just say affirmative and he begins walking towards the stairs to walk out of the establishment. As he passes, he's going to say to Eric, for the lodgings.
No, please. It's not a big deal at all. You are all taking care of some things for me, and you most certainly will be useful, I feel.
Yeah, I'm glad the universe brought us together, and thanks for everything. We'll make sure this package gets to where it needs to go, and we'll see you soon.
Enjoy your trip. Be safe. So as you guys kind of gather your things, are you all going to head over to the blacksmith, or are you going to kind of split up right now?
I'm gonna go with Flo.
Yeah, I don't have a reason to break off at this point.
Yeah, blacksmith sounds fine.
Okay. So you guys kind of get yourselves together and set off towards the blacksmith, and you're pretty comfortable with where you're at least moderately enough to get there pretty quickly. It's still early, so kind of like a dense fog sets, especially in some of the lower places of the city. Just because of the way that it's tiered, it kind of just lingers a lot more in some of the places than others. But there's not a whole lot of people out roaming the streets or anything like that. Just pretty normal early morning traffic. Maybe a couple of carts here or there that are transporting things to their shops. But for the most part, just pretty dead streets as you make your way over towards the blacksmith. And as you kind of walk down into the big market area, it's a little bit more busy here because a lot of the vendors are setting their things up and getting ready for the day as usual, but still not. It's not super busy. It's not nearly as packed as it was when you were there yesterday, with people or anything like that. Just the vendors, and you make your way over towards where the blacksmith is, and he's kind of got a tarp that's mostly covering where the entrance was that you guys went into yesterday, but it's kind of like folded back, kind of like a doorway almost.
By now, since we got outside, I fixed my hood. It's noticeable. Like once we left the place, I fixed my hood. It's not as low anymore. And I'm gonna walk into the establishment and look around. Grud, are you here?
And after a minute, you kind of hear him kind of like shuffle out of the back room, look over, and he kind of just like gives you a good solid wave.
And I'll be like basically right next to Flo and just be like, "Oh, hello, good morning."
And he'll kind of just like see that he's still very kind of like out of it. He doesn't seem like it seems like he pretty much just woke up. Kind of hair's a little disheveled and kind of just like
Oh, he's gonna love this.
I just find like an open spot along the vendor area he has there and just kind of prop myself up against it with my back while they're off doing their thing.
So he kind of starts to wipe like this, some drool off his face and some crust out of his eyes, and he's like, "What?"
Were you able to finish the weapon that I commissioned from you?
See him rub his eye again, looks at you, kind of like squints a little bit. Yeah, and you see him kind of like reach down and he grabs this like package out from underneath like the bar. He throws it up on top of it, and you hear it kind of like hits with like a rattle almost, like a clang. And he goes, "See if that's to your liking."
And I shall inspect these systems.
So as you kind of fold back the paper that it's wrapped in, they're not the most attractive things in the world. They don't, they don't look like they were forged by the most skilled blacksmith with, hours of time a day that he has just to make them pretty. But from what your knowledge of martial weapons are and things of that nature, they look great. They look like they'll be very effective. They look sharp. These look fantastic to you.
And I'm just gonna pick them up and try them on, flex the fingers. I must say I'm most impressed with your craft in a night's work.
Don't get a whole lot of custom business, but it's nice to do something different every now and then.
Perhaps we can change that for you.
Well, I don't go anywhere, so you're always welcome to find me here.
Give a nod. In fact, our comrade that we bought the staff for the other day is right outside.
Has he gotten any use out of it yet?
Oh boy, has he.
You see him kind of crack a little bit of a smile, and he goes, "Good."
Did you happen to hear about that ruckus last night?
I don't believe that I have, but I'll have to put a listen to it.
You might enjoy it.
And you see him kind of like walk towards the front. And are you inside or outside, Orlo?
I'm outside.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. So he kind of like, you see him kind of like this arm kind of reach out and like fold back the cloth that's covering the front of the building.
Stop hitting the mic.
And he kind of just sees you. And he kind of like looks you up and down, and he goes, "Well, at least you're gonna get some good use out of that. I'm glad."
Good use out of this, and I just hold up the staff.
He goes, "That'd be it.
Oh, it's already found quite a few targets.
What I've heard. Good. I'm glad. If you ever need anything else, I'm always here."
Keep that in mind for sure.
Then he kind of looks over towards Elladan, and he goes, "You too, but you don't seem to be carrying anything, but it's not important. I'll make you whatever you need."
I just nod.
He kind of makes his way back in. He goes, "So is there anything else I can do for you?"
I'll just look to Laya.
No, nothing for me, I don't think.
Well, I suppose I'll just get back to my morning routine then. Enjoy, and let me know how those things work out for you.
Will do. You take care. And I'm just going to about face and march out of the establishment.
And I will do my best to imitate him and march out behind him.
Yep, I'll follow.
Hey, so this is where you guys got me that staff. What'd you guys get?
Full just holds up the spike cestus.
That looks like it might be able to do some damage.
It never hurts to add on a little more.
Well said.
And
Laya,
he's just going to sheath those on his side.
Laya, did you get anything?
No, not this time. Nothing in there is very much my style.
Okay. So anything else we need to do before we head out?
Not that I recall. Can you think of anything?
Negative.
Flo can't remember anything. I don't think there's anything left for us here.
So as you guys kind of talk a little bit, you can see that the morning kind of starting to make it, the sun's starting to crest up a little bit. The fog starts to dissipate a little bit more. But if you're ready to go ahead and head out of the city, then we can start doing some traveling.
Should we let Ovram know that we're leaving?
We could check back at the city hall for him. Let him know we're heading out. See if there's anything maybe he needs us to do while we're heading that direction. I mean, if we're going that direction, we're passing through that mining town, so if he's not here, we would probably run into him anyway.
That's true. It was just a thought.
Yeah, we could definitely head over there and see if he's here.
Probably a good idea.
I'm just gonna start walking that direction.
Cool.
I'm just gonna catch up to Orlo. What is that parcel you happen to be carrying?
The one on the stick or the payment?
The stick.
Just smells like herbs and things, maybe for cooking or potions, some sort of alchemy, maybe. I'm not sure. He said it wasn't anything illegal or illegitimate, so.
No, this Flo just he holds up a hand. Plausible deniability.
You asked.
Very well. And he just continues walking. I just continue walking alongside Orlo.
And I'm gonna kind of catch up with Flo and just be like, Flo, are you all right? You seem a little uncomfortable this morning.
I start to answer, and then I'm not really sure how to.
All right then.
Affirmative. I was uncomfortable. It's not my typical, as they would say, scenario, but I try my best not to judge others.
That's fair. But I'm glad you're all right.
Give a nod. Thank you for checking in.
So as you guys kind of continue making your way forward, you know where you're headed. It's pretty easy, again, to get up to the town hall. It's in the upper section of the middle of the city. So you make your way up there, and as you guys kind of walk up, you can notice that as you're kind of climbing the levels, that the fog and the denseness of it dissipates, and you can maybe it's a little bit easier to breathe and to move around, not as wet and gross. You make it up to the town hall pretty quickly with no issues. People are starting to kind of start to filter out of their house, and it's starting to get a little bit more crowded, but it's still pretty early on, so most people are still in their homes. And then you guys just are standing outside of the town hall. So
I just take my staff and kind of tap it on the front doors.
They're pretty big doors that were open the last time you guys came in, but there is kind of smaller doors within the larger doors that kind of crack open. And a smaller halfling kind of pokes her head out and says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yeah, is Ovram here?
I believe so. If you'd like to come in, I can go see if he's here.
Yeah, that would be great.
And she kind of opens the door and lets you guys kind of filter into the main hall area, and she kind of starts to scurry off and says, "Can you pull that closed behind you, please?" And just kind of walks off. A couple minutes go by, and she makes her way back, and Ovram is actually in tail behind her. And as he is walking towards you, he kind of says you can kind of see him say something to the halfling female in front of him, and she kind of just nods and kind of just goes about her business as he walks towards you. And he gets over to you guys and kind of just gives you a small bow and says, "Oh, good morning. How are you?"
Morning. Good.
And I'll curtsy. Good morning.
A salute for Bane.
Good morning.
You all look rested and like you're settling in a little bit better than I expected, honestly.
We settled in last night. Is there somewhere we could go to maybe talk? That
And he
isn't...
kind of like looks around real quick. He goes, "Yeah, so right over this way." And he kind of like opens a door into a small meeting room to the side.
I'm gonna follow him in.
I will follow as well.
Same.
And as you kind of all filter in, he shuts the door behind you. And it's a smaller room. It's maybe like a small meeting room. Like I said, maybe 10 people usually would be in here. Some light filtering through the windows. It's at the front of the building. But nothing super crazy in here. Just some stone tables and just empty room. And he says, "Sit, but what would you like to talk about?"
Go ahead and take a seat. We went out, had a pretty good time last night, honestly. Like you said, got settled into your city.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah, really hospitable people here, that's for sure.
I think this is one of the better places, yes.
So we're heading down back southwest. We're heading probably past your mining town again, and heading towards Auriel. One of the people that we met last night has us delivering something to someone named Zrinka. Since you're from that area, is there anything? Does that name ring a bell to you or anything?
You see him just kind of crack a smirk, and he's like, I know Zrinka, yes.
Good things, I hope, based on your reaction.
She's quite a character, yes. She's very unique, that is for sure.
Nothing we should be worried about?
I wouldn't ever say she was threatening. More of just an interesting person.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure we weren't getting ourselves into a situation we maybe couldn't get ourselves out of.
I certainly understand that, and I think Elriel is a good place for you to start looking into things for certain, and I think that you'll quite enjoy Zrinka. She'll be very hospitable, I am sure.
Amazing. Should we, is there anything else that maybe we should watch out for as we're going through Elriel that might be either dangerous or maybe beneficial to us?
Elriel is a relatively safe place, mostly rangers and druids that spend their time there and take care of that town. Getting there and anywhere beyond Elriel is a different story for sure. Heading down there should be relatively easy, especially if you're stopping at Rents first. I would be careful heading from Rents to Elriel, just if you're going to travel through the forest. Despite that it is mostly burned out, some creatures still do live there and make their home in that area, but nothing you should be too worried about. But beyond that, the wilderness out there is it's its own monster, that is for sure. Things have grown bigger than you ever could imagine. Trees hundreds and hundreds of feet high. Plants that talk, and it's quite a place, that is for sure. The magic has certainly done its work down there. But if you spend some time in Elriel, I'm sure they can point you in a better direction if that's something you're looking for.
Excellent.
There's talking plants.
Yes. They're sentient. They have a mind of their own.
I want to see some of those.
It will be hard to avoid. I assure you that.
I think we'll have all the opportunity we can here shortly. How does that sound to the rest of you guys?
Sounds like some fun.
Might give me a chance to better understand exactly what it is I am.
Okay, Overham, is there anything that you need us to do while we're down there? Anything you needed us to maybe take to somebody or anything at all?
No, I don't believe so. I think that my expectations of you have been relatively well laid out by this point. I would love for you to hopefully bring back information to me at some point about what's going on and what you have found out about what's going on down there. Maybe things that we can solve, if there's anything at all. But I am always here if you need me. Letters are slightly difficult sometimes, but Elriel is one of the better places. They have plenty of ravens to spare.
Excellent. Well, you know where we'll be. It might be some time before we're able to meet up again.
I may make my way down there eventually.
Oh, maybe when we're coming back from Elriel, we'll stumble across each other again.
Certainly.
Right.
Well, have a safe journey, and as always, if there's anything you need, you know where I am.
Perfect.
And he kind of makes his way over towards the door and cracks it open, and kind of just gives you guys another a small bow again, and
I go ahead and nod my head and get up and head out the door.
I do the same.
I follow.
Give a salute and bring up the rear.
and as you're walking past Shin, he excuse me, Flo, he kind of Ovram kind of places his hand on your shoulder and just kind of like gives you a gentle pat, and just kind of as he kind of just meets your gaze, and he just gives you a small nod.
Is something amiss?
No, not at all. I find it interesting. You particularly. You're a specimen unlike I've seen before. I am very interested to see what it is you do. And he kind of gives you another small nod and says, "Be safe."
Look like I'm thinking about it for a second, and my return is not much appreciated. Thank you.
You see him kind of follow you out, and he closes the door behind you. And he kind of just starts making his way back to wherever he was previously. And you guys are just standing there in the foyer. Are you just going to go ahead and head out and start making your way now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to Flo and like kind of whisper once Ovram's walking away and be like, did you see his eyes glow too?
Just the head tilt, eyes glowing.
Yeah, like I told you about yesterday.
I saw no such thing.
Well, I guess I'm just seeing things then.
Perhaps, but we are in a strange world. It's better not to discount anything right away.
Right. And I want to talk to Orlo. So I'm going to go up to him and be like, did the old man seem strangely forceful about us finding stuff?
Finding stuff?
Information is a better way to phrase it. But yeah, you seem like, when are you going to bring me something,
I mean, that's the entire reason he brought us here.
Sure,
Yeah.
but he also gave us nothing. So it's kind of like he was expecting us to, find a needle in a haystack.
I mean, based on the last couple of days here, I think that's all we've been doing is finding needles in haystacks. So nothing quite out of the ordinary. I just think he doesn't have a clue what's going on, just like we don't. So, and he's just looking for some answers like we are.
All right. Well, I'm ready to head out. Are you guys good?
Let's go.
Ready to trek?
Okay. So you guys start making your way out. You head out of the town hall and make your way down through the city over to the western gate, and this is where you guys came in. As you are heading through, the guards pause for a moment and notice that you guys are starting to head towards like the outside, and they start opening the gate for you. No questions asked, no nothing. Gate opens up, and you go ahead and make your way outside of the gate.
Just kind of turn around and hey guys, I think we made a good impression.
Agreed.
Misty thinks so. As you kind of make your way out, the gate quickly closes behind you, and you are now free to wander as you would. You have a pretty good idea of where you are at this point. You've been between Rents and Drale now. In Orlo, you have the map of the general area. So if you want to use that to navigate, you're also welcome to. So if you, I presume that being the one that is predominantly the map user and purveyor,
One could say wielder.
wielder, yes, also that. Would you go ahead and give me a survival check?
And also, I'm assuming the caravan isn't outside anymore.
They are not directly outside. You can see that it looks like there are some tracks from where the caravan was pulled, but it is not directly where it was yesterday where you left it.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Okay, great. So what is it that you guys want to do? Laya, you brought up the caravan. Is that something you guys are interested in following up on, or are you just going to start heading straight to Rents?
We could either ignore them, throw them off of Pace's trail, or simply deny them.
I mean, like, I kind of want to mess with them.
Yeah, that sounds good. We should definitely mess with them. That sounds fun.
I'm always down for a good prank.
Looks down at the new pair of cestus and just starts walking towards
Yes, prank.
just in case.
I mean, I think we should come up with something beforehand before we start heading over there. I mean, you have a changeling and someone who can throw voices with us. Know what Pace sounds like now. We might be able to spook him a little bit.
That does sound like a good idea.
I mean, how does everybody else feel about this?
What if we say we captured Pace within a container and say we are subjecting him to some sort of magical torture?
What kind of torture? Sounds a bit much.
Well, I can also make myself both look and sound like him.
What if, I mean, I have that package from him. We could maybe catch them when they get their guard down, have Laya transform into Pace, give her this package, say it's a peace offering. Then when their guard's down, just take them out.
I like that idea.
We could recapture whatever they took from Pace and carry that with us until we get back to him.
What package are we using?
Well, I thought he said he already reclaimed everything they took, as well as a little extra as well.
Fair, yes. My mind's still a little hazy from last night.
That's understandable.
I'm sure they have something else worth taking.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking, Flo?
Which package is it that we are using?
The one that Pace gave us.
Is it possible to make or transform something else into a package that looks similar? I don't want to risk possibly something going wrong and us losing that package.
I think, I mean, I don't do it often, but at one point I stumbled across a wizard. He taught me a little bit. Just like Elladan here, I can use minor illusion and create something.
Is it possible that both of you can work together on something?
I can create something, but things can pass through it. So carrying something like that doesn't exactly work very well.
I'm still cool with using the package because I'm not afraid we're going to lose it.
Why do we even need the package? If I can already make myself look and sound like him, you guys will hide. I will go up to them and, you can jump out whenever it is most opportune. Preferably without letting me die or something.
I mean, if she's willing to risk it.
Are you sure? Liar.
Absolutely.
Well, if everyone is agreed, I have no reason to object this plan.
All right, sounds good then. Are we gonna get started?
So you guys kind of take a look, and like I said, where the caravan was, there are pretty clear tracks away from here to follow. The sandy dirt is very opportune in allowing that tracking. So if you guys want to just go ahead and follow it, you shouldn't have much of a problem doing so.
Laya, why don't you follow the track and we'll follow at a distance a little bit ways away so they don't notice us all traveling together if they seem to notice us from a distance.
All right. Should I go ahead and change to look like him?
I think the sooner the better.
All right. And so I'll tuck my necklace inside my clothes and then just like close my eyes and take a deep breath. And then I'll use shape changer to make myself look like Pace.
One small alteration. I am not well suited to stealth. I will accompany Laya and just going to take out some rope, tie it around her hand behind her, and
that's bloody brilliant.
just accompany her. And
Okay.
thank you.
We can pretend like we're still on their side and that you brought Pace to them just like they wanted. It'll be perfect.
Precisely.
Great.
I mean, if you want to tell them we died during the capture, they'll probably be even more surprised to see me and Elladan pop out.
I can do this.
So you guys go ahead. Flo and Laya, you guys start your way a little bit ahead. And Elladan and Orlo, you guys, how far back do you want to be behind them?
Are there any like rocks or like hills that we could kind of like maneuver around so they can't really see where we're approaching from and kind of like stay to the side of Laya and Flo?
Yeah, I mean, the terrain is relatively kind of rocky. I mean, you saw what the city was like. That's most of what the terrain is around here. It's kind of sandy and rocky and not quite a desert, but very similar in nature. So you wouldn't have any trouble maneuvering your way through the terrain in that kind of a fashion. You're not quite sure where you're going, so that might make it a little bit more difficult to assess that. But in terms of kind of just keeping your distance and following like that, it would be pretty easy. So if you and Orlo and Elladan, if you will go ahead and give me a stealth check.
17.
20.
So you guys do a pretty damn good job of keeping yourselves concealed as you're walking forward. It takes you probably about an hour, I would say. So by this point, it's probably maybe about 8:30 in the morning. Still pretty early. Sun's really kind of just starting to get a full rise. And Flo and Laya, you guys, as you kind of crest one of these like little kind of mounds, you can see that there's the couple caravans that were sitting before set down in front of you, and there's a couple of people just out and around them.
Flo, do you think I should pretend to struggle or something?
Resisting would likely make it more believable.
All right. Good luck controlling me. And I'll start just like pretending to tug and struggle and
So you guys kind of make your way forward, and you can see that for the most part, you guys get pretty close before anybody really takes much notice of you. And somebody kind of calls out, "Hey, what are you doing?"
What am I doing? What are you all doing? I thought you tasked us with retrieving Pace and bringing him to you.
and I'll like just spit at his feet.
And
just staring ahead, like we're not going to acknowledge that.
Zudil, who is the guy that you had spoke to initially, kind of like pushes the guy out of the way, and he kind of looks up towards you, and he starts walking a little bit closer. He's like, you got him. How the hell did you manage that?"